Hello everybody and welcome to the Civ 7 stream. Welcome to the first unofficial 2025 Civ Give practice stream. So if you didn't live under a rock, the Civ Give is in full swing. Big multiplayer game is set for the 14th of December. That's December the 14th. For the Americans. And anyway, there'll be a big multiplayer game on that day. But up until that time, of course, you are free to donate to raise money for Gamers Outreach, a charity organization. If you're on YouTube, morning Graham, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good. If you're on Twitch, I guess I could probably paste this over actually. There you go. There's the link over on Twitch. But yeah, so it's pinned on YouTube. Otherwise, it's in the description. It's the QR code on screen. Plenty of options. I'll note that while I was setting up the screen, Mr. Awesome donated $50. His name is now going to be on stream for the rest on screen for the rest of the stream there, in green too, because it was over some sort of threshold. Anyway, thank you very much. I believe that's Awesome Daisy, full name there. Very generous. Very good. Anyway, that's the pitch. Now, we have the rules. So, these are the rules. We've got live from the Discord, the secret Civ Give Discord, we've got the rule set that'll be taking place for the big multiplayer game. The big multiplayer game, of course, that we will absolutely be winning. Kind of goes without saying, really, we'll win that. But the question is how. So, I'm not very experienced with abbreviated ages. That's the first little issue we've got here. I'm a certified long age player. And to be honest, I don't know how anyone even plays abbreviated. Fun that is. Now, I totally get, obviously, we've got to try and finish up the Civ Give in one day. So, got to keep it brief, so that's all fair enough. But anyway, it's abbreviated ages. Continents and islands, duty difficulty, notably with hostile IPs. So every single independent power will start off hostile. So a bit of a blow to city-state strats. Tonga, Greece. Although I'll get to that. I'll get to Tonga. Plague Crisis is turned off. That's fine. No worries there. The first picks of the age using the good old wheel to randomize the draft order. So we can't decide who what order or what position we'll be in terms of picking our Civ and leader. Although I should not actually say we all have to pick our leader first, and then it's reverse. So if I get to pick my leader second last, I get to pick my Civ second the next time round. Now, here's my theory for all the viewers who've snuck in early here, right? You can get the DL. I think it's going to be beneficial to throw the Antiquity Age and try to get the least amount of legacy points possible in order to get my exploration pick of choice, essentially. I think your Exploration Age Civ defines your playthrough probably more so than any other Civ, or at the very least it defines how your Modern Age is going to go. The Modern Age, of course, where you win the game. So realistically, if you can get, Abbasid or Ming, who's who I'm thinking mainly, you're off to I think your odds of winning the game go up pretty massively. So if I can get the least amount of legacy points possible in Antiquity, I think I'm in a good spot. As strange as that sounds, I don't think legacy points are that important. Realistically, they are obviously important, but they're not as good as they once were. Now, the thing is, the problem with all this is that on abbreviated, it's quite hard to really get that many points anyway. So I suspect there's going to be quite a few stragglers at the back of the pack, whether deliberately or not. There's going to be a few people, I suspect, that only get 1 or 2 points. So it will be quite hard to get sort of do worse than that. You know what I mean? Science is easy. Science is no worries to just not put in your codices. I mean, codices aren't really that important anyway. They give a very small amount of science. It's not a big deal. Culture, probably going to not get a culture point regardless, unless we happen to pick Egypt. Although I doubt Egypt will still be open. Depending on nerfs, obviously. Depending on nerfs, if they do get changed. Which I suspect they will, though I kind of hope they won't. Yeah, so, I mean, look, Antiquity. What's our dream civ in Antiquity? Well, my first thought was Tonga, and I played with Tonga the other morning, I should say, on White and... oh no, for the Civ show, but I was with White and Nerdy. On the Civ show, I played Tonga the other day, on Monday. I'm sure you all saw that. And I realised after I picked Tonga that Tonga's big advantage of being able to go to the distant lands in Antiquity isn't actually... Look, in multiplayer, in a full multiplayer lobby, there's already players in the distant lands. You can't really go over there and make a big impact. Like, a lot of the tribal villages are already gone. A lot of the city-states have probably already been suzerained. I did really well with Tonga still, but I don't think I can replicate that too often, to be honest with you. I suspect we'd have some difficulties, put it that way. Getting as many city-states as I did, I think I got very, very lucky. I don't think it was a very typical game of Tonga. So who else? Look, Axum's quite good. Look, all of the naval civs are quite strong this patch. It's got to be said. Carthage is ever so slightly better than it was. I do think Tonga's still great. They're definitely still, like, if I have to pick them, I'll certainly be picking them and I won't be sad about it. Axuma's a lot better. Carthage is generally fantastic. We should probably I had my tier list here. I could pull that up, but I mean, you guys have all seen it, obviously. So you'll get the gist. So yeah, the idea is, I think, to pick a civ that has really good traditions, or really good, you know, a really good district, for example. So I think Assyria and Tonga are going to be my two big ones. Maya is the obvious. Now, look, I think science is going to be the way to go, right? That's the victory I think we're going to be aiming towards. Are the civs going to be unlocked? That's actually a good question. The rules are up on screen, aren't they? Hang on, let me look at them. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say they're not unlocked. So you do have to, if you wanted Abbasid, for example, you would have to get 3 camels. I might ask that question though, Graham. It's a good one. I'll confirm, because it could be a pretty big deal. Abbasid's kind of an annoying one to get. Like, sometimes you just can't get Abbasid, right? Ming is very easy to get. That's the good thing. Although, if you're going for science, you really would want Abbasid, wouldn't you? It's like kind of the only science civ. It's a bit annoying like that. Everyone else's traditions are pretty rubbish. It's been a long time since I played Mongolia. Oh, I'll give you that. I couldn't even tell you what their ones are, but I bet they're war focused. Yeah, so Bulgaria is like insane. We've been over. I think Bulgaria is really, really good in exploration. They don't carry much forward though, and that's kind of where they fall down. Anyway, we're just here to get a bit of a gist for how abbreviated feels, mainly. But yeah, that's the plan. I think this is going to be a very much play it by ear situation. If it turns out that I'm just on an absolute belter and I'm doing really well, then I might just not worry about it and, you know, try to push my lead if I can get future techs, although I don't think you can really get future techs and civics in abbreviated, to be honest with you. It doesn't seem possible. So yeah, that is a very high level overview. Now, in terms of leaders, who do we care about for leaders? The other day I played Benjamin Franklin, who was pretty fantastic. Again, like, well, you get like 40 turns or so. You basically have 40 turns to play through the game. the era, which is nuts. But anyway, Benjamin Franklin, is a bit of a tempo leader. He gets you going pretty fast. I'm going to put the rules away for a sec, actually. You can all see again. So Benjamin Franklin does get you off to a pretty fast start, which is, I think, what Abbreviated is all about, to be honest. Like someone like Confucius benefits from the game going on for a really long time to get, your cities growing. Benny doesn't mind a short game. Other bad civs, other good civs rather. Augustus, obviously insane. For a science victory, I'm thinking not so much. Now, Catherine's quite good. Catherine's quite good purely because of this ability. And if you're in the tundra, you might be left alone a bit more, I would think, potentially. Unconfirmed. I mean, with 8 players, so it's on continents and islands. Catherine could be a good sort of fallback. I might write these down, Let's go ahead. I'll just put up a little notepad on the side here. I wonder if I can actually... 1 second. No, it's going to be too painful. Anyway, Catherine I think is going to be a good backup. I think she's just kind of solid. She just gives you extra science, and that's all you really care about. Now, the other thing is that all mementos will be unlocked. Oh, there you go, it is unlocked. But I don't have the search bar, which is a bit annoying. And we are testing, actually, in multiplayer, a mod that will let you sort of change mementos between eras, which, for whatever reason, is bugged at the moment. You can't do. However, again, I'll put the rules back up for a sec. 2 mementos will be banned by each player. So, all up, that's 16 mementos will be gone. Now, there's some really obvious ones here that are going to go, I think. At least I think they're obvious. And I think this is for the whole game, mind you, not every game. It wouldn't surprise me if Note G goes. If you know anything about the modern age, you know that Note G's insane. No, I don't know these off by heart. Now, I picked Wampum Belt, I think maybe the food one, but yeah. So Wampum Belt, War Club, these are both insane. If you can get going in the exploration age mainly, not very good in modern. It just really depends on what people do. Depends who I spawn next to as well. I know there's some serious warmongers that are playing in the Civ Give this year. I think Sassy is notably a bit of a warmonger. We've also got some people that I know, quite frankly, haven't played a lot of Civ 7. We're talking like Riddick Acidic, an absolute legend, but I don't think he's played much Civ 7 at all. Anyway, I think it is going to all come down to obviously the 7 leader I get. Now, there's also this, the Dongson drum. Dongsun drum. I have never used this thing, but it feels busted to me. It feels like in the modern age you could declare war and, results may vary. You could declare wars on well, it has to be a formal war. I wonder, does Dongson drum work with Machiavelli? Ignores relationship requirements for declaring formal wars. Can I use the Dongson drum to just declare war on everyone? Regardless of relationship. And instantly get 8 tech boosts. Maybe that's worth playing with. I also don't know, can this boost masteries? I assume so. I think this one, it's going to need a bit of testing. Potentially offline. I might have to do some testing with this one. Because this, I've not seen anyone use it. But it seems insane to me. 10 tens of thousands of science in modern age. Insane, you know? Anyway, further testing is required. Okay. Man, there's some weird ones down here you just would never hear about. Lion Capital's pretty insane. Wow. And this one's odd. Anyway. What else is really good that people are always rapping on about? So, Chalstony Seal, whoever that is. What was that one? Obviously, it's the GOAT. It basically gives you Green Xerxes' ability. Not quite as good because it's not per age, but it's still absolutely ridiculous. So that one, if that one stays open, I'll probably just take it, regardless of who I pick. I think this one's just simply too good. In a lot of cases. It'll depend on who I go, but this is insane. Anyway. Many questions. So, we're going to try... Now listen, Queen of War, right? So, you know, my favorite leader. But is she good in multiplayer? In my experience, no, not really. In a perfect world, she would be amazing because people would send you stuff and, you know, everyone could send you their stuff knowing that you'd support it, so they'd all do it. In practice, people don't do that because they know that you get a ton of benefit out of it. And I don't even know if people would accept your friend of way action, to be honest with you. And obviously, as soon as you start to pull ahead, no one's going to want to be in an alliance again either. So it seems a bit fickle. Definitely fickle. Which is a shame, because I think she'd be really good. But yeah, look, Hatshepsut could be alright. Pachacooty would be, I think, pretty solid as well. Anything that gives you production in this mode, I think, is probably pretty alright. Funnily enough, unabbreviated, Simon Bolivar might not be that bad. Because one free building could be pretty decent when the age only goes for 40 turns, you know? It could take you 5 turns to build a building. That's 10% of the age right there. So, getting that for free? Maybe, but... bit of a win more leader, I guess. Ibn's not bad, I guess. It could be a good way to make up for the wildcard points I don't get, the attribute points I miss out on. So he could be alright. And look, I'm not really much of a war player, so there's a lot of really good war civs, or war leaders. I probably won't be playing them. A lot of really bad war civs as well, obviously. Anyway. I suspect Augustus will be a fast pick, but I think Augustus is a bit of a bait. Even though he's, like, insane. I think he's really, like, generally strong, but I think he's going to be insane in abbreviated ages too. My thinking is a culture victory is probably going to be really difficult in multiplayer. You'd have to get, you know, really lucky. You'd have to take over a lot of land. I think people will just stop you from getting the relics way too easily. Assuming that people are pretty switched on, which, you know, you've got to assume that it'll have the general gist of a Civ 7 culture victory, I would assume. And, you know, the odds that at least one other person goes for a culture victory are pretty high, I think. And if that happens, I think you're a bit screwed. So, or at least someone has a ton of gold, right? Then you are screwed. Can you save attribute points to kinda not show real strength until later? You could. You definitely could, but I don't think that the benefits would outweigh the costs of that. It's an interesting idea. Kind of, you know, appear weak when you're strong and all that. But some of the legacy points are quite good. Yeah, I don't know, it's an interesting one. I think instead I'm going to appear strong. That's my plan. If I can pull ahead massively in science, then in theory, no one will want to attack me because I am so far ahead in tech. That's the theory. The other thing I should note about Queen of War is that it's really hard to keep up relationships with players because of decay, and there's no leader agendas in multiplayer, so usually a lot of, you know, people liking you is from leader agendas. Not a thing in multiplayer, so but all the downsides are still there. Relationship decay obviously hurts as well, so I don't know. I like the idea, but anyway, let's crack into it, I think. I'm going to try Catherine. Again, I will test out the Machiavelli War Drum at some point, but let's give Catherine a go. It is only cities that get the science, but let's give it a crack. Now, yeah, what are we going to pick it? Assuming we got everything we wanted, Eagle Banner's an obvious choice, but I think it's actually it. Talk about a bait. In exploration, potentially. This could be not so bad. The other good one here, somewhere around here, Brush and Scroll is really solid too. Definitely a good one to look into if it's still available. And I'll make a good list of these, I think, at some point. Titan Key's alright. Shisa Necklace, of course. Everyone... I only recently really came around to this one. Not to say it's bad, it's just, as in I didn't even really know it existed. Shisa Necklace is pretty insane. In Antiquity, it's nuts. In Exploration, it's still pretty great. And I need to take Travels of Marco Polo, forget Tonga, because that is insane. Anyway. Okay, early game mementos. Merchant Saddle is a good one. Royal Game of I wonder if that is... I wonder if that's worth it. 10% science and culture if you're outpaced. I don't think so. Glass Harmonica is an interesting one for modern, but I don't think anyone's going to be our ally. I don't think there's going to be many alliances, you know. That's my thinking. We could take the crown. As Catherine's, like, in theory, it's not so bad. I just don't think it does that much, to be honest. And it's not often I don't just do the good old attribute points one. I guess we'll really just look at the science ones. The other one is like the production for age and cities, generally considered to be pretty decent. +1 trade route on tall leaders, I think is pretty solid as well. There's a gold one there somewhere. Gold fluted file. I think this one's quite good. I wonder if going gold-plated file and then Queen of War would be alright. Seems like a lot of work. I love Lotus Blossom, but again, I think an abbreviated, you just don't have enough time to make use of it. Just like so many strats become obsolete and abbreviated. It feels like you just have to just rush everything so fast. Which I guess is certainly a different style of play. So in a way, maybe +2 science isn't bad. It's only in towns though. Is that a bug? I thought that was settlements. If this is only towns, that's awful actually. The Great Imperial Crown. That's really bad. I don't know. How often do we really think we can actually get city-states? And it's a good thing I've got time to prepare for this, because this is how long I took to start the real game. People would be getting pretty mad by now. You know, Marco Polo is not a bad one just in general, really, for gold, I think. Is it? Maybe it's pretty bad. The settlement limit's actually not bad early game, but I think that goes away, doesn't it? If I take the thing out. Still, Antiquity's a good one to go over. Stay under the cap, I think. Exploration, you can start to ignore it, but I don't mind staying under an Antiquity. Anyway, look, let's just take Merchant Saddle, see how that feels. And let's just test out the Imperial Crown. It says no mementos, it's just a bug, don't worry about that. Okay, for our Civ. I do think Assyria would be pretty fantastic. And that is keeping in mind that even if I don't take any cities, I think Assyria is fantastic. Don't have any culture, which, like, I know Catherine's kind of meant to be about, but Schiller? I think Schiller's such a bait. Again, Schiller is so reliant on alliances. You just can't get in multiplayer. Greece is pretty solid overall, but I think it's got to be Assyria, right? Now, the other thing is wall strats. You know, going for Xerxes Ming wall strats. I think they aren't going to work so well in Antiquity abbreviated either, because you just don't have time for the towns to grow. Like, again, 40, 50 turns, right? By the time you walk a settler over or incorporate, like, it's just everything takes too long on this speed. So anyway, this works out fine, because if I don't really care about getting codices, then I don't have to conquer and I won't feel bad, you know? Although that is wasting a lot of Assyria's power. But is the Royal Library just that good that I can just ignore the warfare side of things? I guess it would also keep people off my back. Oh my god, someone just donated. Thank you, Anonymous, for the $10 to Gamers Outreach. That's very good. Thank you, Anonymous, very much for that tip. Very generous of you to donate. That's very good. Thank you very much. We're well past our goal now, by the way. Well, the original one, anyway. It was originally $100. I thought I'll never get to that. I'll set this lofty goal of $100. Well, the Civ Give hasn't even started yet, and we've surpassed that. So thank you, everyone, for that. The new goal is 500, I guess. Anyway, science on towns would go well with Carthage. That is true, actually. And Carthage is a little bit better than they were. And they're pretty strong militarily as well with their cavalry. So I think I might keep people off our back as well. The problem potentially is that because I'll be in Tundra, you know, I kind of want to settle like east to west along the Tundra, whereas Carthage just wants to settle on the coast. I'm not sure how many coastal settlements I'll be able to get. Maybe it's worth trying. It kind of depends on what the map looks like. I think I'm going to try for Assyria. We'll just see how this feels playing peaceful Assyria. I think pretty good is going to be the answer. Although I won't get any of the techs. Free techs. Ooh. I mean, Maya. Is Maya going to be open by the time I get round? I'm just kind of assuming that I'm going to be fairly middle of the pack. So who's going to go? I think Assyria will go. I think Maya will go. Those will be the top two, I think. What it's worth, I think the leader choice isn't actually that important. That's my thinking. I honestly think that there are enough good leaders that it doesn't really matter if you have to pick 8th. However, there are not 8 good civs. And to be honest, if I had to pick the 8th Antiquity civ, I'm going to be a very sad man. Like, if the top 8 go, who's left, right? Egypt goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, if all that's left is Schiller, Rome, Han, Kamai, Moria, Persia, yikes. They all have really bad traditions. The Han would be my best bet out of those, I think. At least they're a science civ. And they do get the Great War, but... Yeah, definitely hoping I get one of the last leader picks, I would say. I wouldn't mind volunteering to go 8th, because I would happily pick, like, a kind of questionable leader to get a really good civ, to be honest. Anyway, we are stalling. Okay, let's just see how this feels. Like, can I get through the whole tech tree as Assyria? Alright, continents and islands. I assume standard map, actually. Did they say... No, but I assume standard. Regroup. Course. Hostile by default. I'm just going to assume it's disabled, but they'll probably enable it. People like to enable that, don't they? Like to keep it fair. Abbreviated, there we go. Crazy stuff. Deity everything. Plague crisis is off. People really do not like the plague crisis, which is fair enough. Okay. Let's give it a go. CivGive 2025 simulation. Should probably put those rules away now, huh? Okay. We'll let Gwendy introduce everyone. Go grab a drink of water.
Catherine the Great, Tsarina of the Romanovs, you bring beauty to autocracy. With your keen eye, you transform not only your palace, but your people. Cultivate a love of the arts and respect for authority. Guide them to knowledge and let them see the light of the North Star shining out from your throne.
All right. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, can I get another monologue then? See you later.
War machine shudders into motion. Under Ashur's watchful eye, a new order unfolds upon the sun-baked clay. Planned cities, skilled engineers, and the implacable march of boots. Set out upon the world and tolerate no competition.
Okay, so look, the only really good tradition we've got carrying forward here, I say really good, well, it's gone now. +1 science on fortification buildings is fine. Also, this start is not fine. I really do not like starting not on fresh water in Civ 7. Wow, terrible resources too. Man, if I got this start in the give, I'd be furious. I guess I'll go down. Wow, that's bad. Hope there's resources on this tile, I guess. Sheep is good. Sheep is good. That looks like coast or something. Must be a wet tile down here. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, not a great start. Anyway, let's see here. So, Imperial Crown, once my game loads in, Imperial Crown definitely does not work on cities. So I'm calling this absolutely useless. We will not be taking this. That's horrendous. Again, we're already at 2%. I know that sounds dramatic, but by the time we get our second city out, just watch. The game will be like at 20%. We're at 4%, right? It's insane how quick the speed is. So, you really have to move fast. So having a memento that doesn't do anything for, you know, the first 10 or 20 turns is horrific. Man, Merchant Saddle feels great though, doesn't it? I don't play with this enough. I guess explore down this way. Okay, we got something. Go towards the gold. Culture's nice though. And it is a rough tile, kind of. Nice, we'll just go massive scouts here. Not go wrong. Culture. Yeah, we're already at 8%. Isn't that ridiculous? Isn't that just... Listen, I've got a lot of thoughts on this stuff. You gotta take the gold now, right? Not waiting like 10, 20 turns to get another 25 gold. The game will be over by then. So yeah, look, the plan really is to just maximize... look, let's build this as well. That'll line up pretty well. Although, we'll see. But yeah, it'll be right. I guess Oligarchy's still probably pretty good. Like, if you're gonna pick, I would say almost always, in general, just pick Oligarchy. But as Catherine, you could justify Classical Republic. I'm not going to, but maybe we could do another game where we try that. But I'm a staunch Oligarchy defender. I think it's very hard to justify not taking that. I'm going to do a little swappery there. Production first. Straight into writing. Well, this scouting does feel amazing. I think Merchant Saddle might be the pick for one of them. Particularly because, yeah, we are going to have to sort of get away / survive the hostile city-states as well. Should be safe down south, I hope. Ah, first time I've seen Edward teach as an AI.
Admiral of the Black, the scourge of the seven seas. Edward Teach, Blackbeard in the flesh.
He is animated stunningly, I must note. A real return to form for the leader animations. I really wish they'd stop using that awful Hatshepsut and Augustus meeting each other gif. They use it if you just recently got invited to the well, not invited, but the NDA for the upcoming workshop. Take the culture. They use that in the email. They need to stop using that thing everywhere. Is like,
but it is in this one.
The least attractive thing I've ever seen. I don't know, it just does such a poor job of conveying how good this game looks, I think. Now we got our thingo first, which is kind of funny. I'm getting 2 culture on this palace. What am I missing here? Why am I getting 2 culture on our palace right now? Does anyone know? I've not quite seen this before. What am I missing here? Interesting. I have no explanation for that. I know I'm in Tundra, so I'd usually get 1. No, I actually couldn't tell you. I have no clue why I'm getting 2 culture there. +2 from the palace. Wait, is this still bugged? Is this thing still bugged? The Great Imperial Crown? It used to give +2 culture. Do they not fix that? Am I crazy? Does anyone have a rational explanation as to why I'm getting +2 culture here? We'll keep moving on. I don't understand this at all. I guess we'll try the culture one. That's fine. May eventually go for that. And we'll worm our way over to the gold, I guess. No, and welcome in, Josh. I've not made a quarter next to the capital. That was my first thought, but no, I've not done that yet. I think... Oh, a face plunger. Welcome in. Welcome in. Good to have you here. No, I can't think of any reason why. I think this memento, were you here at launch? This memento used to be pretty insane. I think it was like +2 culture for every settlement in Tundra. Face plunger, don't you worry. I'll be representing Australia on the world stage with pride. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I mean, I've played, I think, except for Ursa, probably the most Civ 7. My advantage, I think, is that I've got a lot of hours in multiplayer. Of my 600 hours, probably about 400 of those are with a friend in multiplayer. So I've got a bit of a, I like to think, a pretty good grasp on how some of this stuff tends to go. Anyway. Yeah, it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. Quietly confident, I'll say that. Although, you know, it's Civ Giv, you just never know what's going to happen. Don't they usually throw in, like, you know, crazy rules and stuff? So we'll see. It's all for fun anyway. Well, who cares who wins, right? Not me. Anyway, take the influence. Don't want to raid. Now, how much does a settler cost? So a settler's 100 on this speed. It's half everything. That's easy to remember. I think I'd rather finish my quarter. I know it's a bit annoying. It's a granary, but finish that, then go for settlers. I think that's not too bad. I did notice everyone in the multiplayer game the other day, Mr. Plunger, of which you were a part of. At least the guy next to me, it was Green Xerxes. Ali? Is that his name? Ali? He was really cool. But he rushed out his settlers super quick. A lot quicker than I would expect. Maybe he had really good production. Ali, that's the one, yep. Now, my start was pretty bad. But yeah, he rushed out his settlers really quick. I thought I was going to get boxed in, but he was a very good neighbor. He left me a lot of land, to be honest. He could have totally screwed me over if he wanted to. Also, I assume, yeah, 85. Okay. Again, there's no friendly ones, so my options are limited there. Okay, may as well just kick it off then. Anyway, we were discussing memento options before, and because it's only us here, Face Plunger, alright? So you can... What the hell? Managed to send these scouts to the same spot. So you can let me in on the secret. The secret memento. And is it Dongson Drum? Because I've been thinking about Dongson Drum a fair bit. 7 production. I feel like it's really under the radar. I've not seen anyone play with it. But it feels like it must be busted, right? That's my theory anyway. I could go up to 4 settlements here. I think I'll save my gold for now. Yeah. I'd love to know what your memento that you've got in mind is. Man, what's going on here? I'm now up to 3 culture. Something's going on here, guys, and I'm really keen to work out what it is. My palace has 3 culture. Hey, Beckers, how's it going? Long time no see. Hope you're doing good. I think this is completely wrong. But here's okay. Yeah, I think this is like +1 culture for every improvement in Tundra. I'm gonna grow to this tile next turn, and we're gonna see. I'm convinced that I've just found something secretly busted. Anyway. So yeah, the drum. My thinking was you would only take it in the modern age, though. In the modern age, you've only got to get through, you know, not many techs to win, right? So if we get the, you know, people are passing around a mod at the moment that lets you change mementos in multiplayer, which would be really good. Super healthy for the game, because otherwise I'll probably just do something boring, like take the points, you know? Okay, watch this. I'm going to go up to 4 culture, I bet. What's my thinking? I'd love to get the goal. It's not actually that important. No, I didn't. What is making this culture go up? And I've not got any great works. I thought it was like the +2 was from that. I have no idea what's causing this. But yeah, I feel like the drum in the modern age could be the move. This is gonna get rid of this farm. It's nice. Anyway, I'm gonna test it in a little single player game, because I'm thinking as well with Machiavelli. I'm gonna try and play pretty friendly, right? I always try to be pretty jovial. I'm not much of a war person. If I can, yeah, please do. Please send it through. That would be awesome. I'm really, oh wow, that is brutal, man. How close are we to Edward Teach? He's Egypt as well, so I can't even stop him, to be honest. Well, there goes my theory that, you know, if I'm in Tundra, I'll be left alone. That sucks. Okay. Is that a... Oh, there's a ruin down there. Yes, I'm very keen to hear your thoughts. Could it be a terrain bonus? Not that I know of, to be honest. I don't want to say I'm like a Civ encyclopedia, obviously, so I could be missing something. But the fact it's going up is odd, right? It started out as 2 culture. Now it's at 3. Why? Like, I don't know of any bonus that buffs your palace like this. Really strange. Really strange. But yeah, if we can get the changing mementos mod to work, that would be so good. Yeah, Beckers, here we go. We talked about this at the start. So these are the rules. The main ones here, really, let me turn this off, is abbreviated ages and online speed. So the game is fast. We're on turn 16 right now, and we're already 20% through the age. And I haven't settled a second city yet, and we are rapidly approaching our... oh, I don't know, like our settle. We haven't settled a single city yet. It's just crazy. Anyway, otherwise that's more or less it. That's kind of the big one. So the otherwise, the pick order is kind of randomized. So whoever gets to pick their leader last gets to pick their civ first, and vice versa. My thinking, and again, this is a little secret, right? I'm sharing this with you guys, but don't tell anyone. My thinking is that I want to tank the antiquity age and try to get the least amount of points possible, so that I come last and I can pick my exploration age civ first, because I think the exploration age civs are where the biggest power differential is. And I think if you got like Abbasids, for example, in exploration, I think you are, I don't want to say locked in to win, but man, it'd be hard to take you down from there. So if it's possible, I'm going to try and come last in antiquity. This is a state secret though, so don't tell anyone. And try and get maybe Abbasid or Ming, someone like that. Someone busted, I think. That's the plan. Anyway, we'll see. But I think on abbreviated, I was saying that, to be honest, you see a lot of people just getting like 1 or 2 points anyway, so it might be hard to tank and come last. Particularly with stuff like the economic age, it's quite hard. Science is fine, it's easy. Military is probably fine. Culture's easy as well to not get if you're not going for wonders. And someone will pick Egypt, right? And then they'll get all the wonders. But yeah. Ming is... I think the Ming is... They've gone way up in my ranks. The Great Wall really is insane. But I don't think there's going to be much time to build the Great Wall in these ages, right? Usually I'd, build a wall covering a whole continent, but there won't be enough time to do that. So I do think they're less good than I'm used to, but I think they're still fantastic. Like, every wall's basically a monument, These are my mementos. So, Merchant Saddle, obviously, but I think Great Imperial Crown is bugged. I think that's what's giving the culture, and we're about to find out. So, these aren't really great towns at all, to be honest. This is a pretty questionable start. Tundra's just down here, so I guess we'll have to do a bit of scouting with our settler there. Oh, sorry. Whoops. Yes. Yeah, these are my mementos here. And I'll be settling down there. Sorry about that. Abbreviated Ages is a compelling change in tempo. I've never played a multiplayer match with Abbreviated. Really changes priorities. In terms of tanking antiquity, I have a thought. Here we go. Strap in, everyone. I'm keen to hear it. Production, I guess. We are about to get second city there. Oh well. I think, yeah, but yeah, the reason I've gone to Syria for what it's worth, even though I probably don't plan on really attacking anyone, is I think the Royal Library is completely busted, so... Yeah, recreate it. See how you go. I think once I settle this city, I suspect it's not going to give me any science, even though it's like a town in Tundra. And, yeah, that'll confirm my suspicions anyway. Okay, this is a really questionable spot over here. Settle down this way. I mean, it's plenty of culture, I guess. Kind of what Catherine wants, I suppose. I'll see if I should probably like check the wiki out. Yeah, I reckon it's oh my god. Why have I? Oh my! I feel like such a. And the +1 is from being in Tundra. God, streamer brain. I swear I've played this game heaps. I never really clocked that it went on your palace. That's what tripped me up. Well, good call. Good call. That's why I have chat here. Nice one. If this was the real give, I'd be totally stressed right now. This is like the worst start I've ever seen. Well, it's not the worst start I've ever seen. It's a very bad start though, considering this forward settle. And like I've so few resources. Anyway, should be fine. That is my face is red. I've noticed. Sorry, I got. Of course, play how you like. It's your game, but if you're open to going war, you can focus on building units in antiquity. Then go early war on a tasty target turn 1 of exploration. Potentially. That's certainly an option. I should have bought this settler too, but oh, good timing. 1 turn late. I also hadn't really put much thought into my Royal Library before I started building around, but we've got a really good one here. Build the fishing key up there, I think. Kind of a shame this mountain is here. This would have been if this mountain wasn't here, this would be a ridiculous spot. But that's okay. Could also go down this way, actually. No, this is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think that's how it works. Anyway. It has been a little while since I've played Assyria. Sorry, I need to finish this comment. I'm getting distracted. So keep in mind, we are doing regroup, as you should. So your turn 1 strat is a little bit dampened if you were thinking continuity. But obviously still, you know, the more commanders you build, you know, the more units you get to keep. So that is very much still a thing. 25% age progress. Go for the Harvey so we can finish off this quarter. It is quite a different game. It's got to be said. And we're getting the science now, aren't we? Too. Oh no, we're not. We haven't even got there yet. I guess I'll have to settle here. This sucks, to be honest. This is like kind of going to be a town, I think, forever. I could actually go down this way. Coast settles, right? Coast settles are great. I wish that was Tundra. That would have been good. Tell me the Assyria tech. And is it to get your civic here first, build a commander, and then go discipline? That's a good one. But yeah, let me know. What's the tech? I'm surprised you didn't just like quit the stream after that little charismatic leader situation. I don't know. Obviously, like, Assyria is god tier on war. It's going to depend on who I'm next to and whether I get Assyria. I think they're perfectly fine to play peaceful, though. This is a painful river to walk down. Yeah, I think they're, like... The Royal Library is that good that I think playing peacefully on them is totally acceptable. Potentially incorrect, but that's my view. How badly do I want to settle next to Teach? Not real bad is the answer. Scouting hasn't been stellar this game either, to be honest. It's kind of lacking in city-states, really. I could sneak in a city there. This guy's going here. No. Man. Yeah, this... I'm not... What a rough start. Like, I don't want to settle the city. This is a fantastic spot over here, but it's really far away and between two AIs. I'm gonna have to kind of move. Ah, you know, I did know that, Mr. Plunger, but I'd completely forgotten about that. Yeah, people doing that on what's her name? Lakshmi Bai Assyria. Yeah, that is I should like write that down. If I do go to Syria, that is going to be the strat 100%. Now, my first thought was, oh, because then I can use that to abuse future techs, but you can't really do that on this speed. Tasty tech. Absolutely. But still, like, free techs are obviously fantastic. Just to clean up some of the masteries, you know, that you kind of want, but don't want to go for. Obviously, get the 2 culture as well. Lafayette's actually he's a pretty tempo leader too. Could be alright. I bet Rome is a lot of early culture. I want to finish this when that's done. That's fine. Scouts don't block production. But yes, that would be the strat. That is a great way to get to, you know, make use of my abilities without actually going to war. Slash, even if I do go to war, right, it's still, like, really good. Dude, the notepad strat, that's... I'll definitely have one up as well, for sure. I guess, like, we should use our stuff here. Ichi Boy's not happy with us. Lafayette might be, so... Oh, look, Catherine, of course, the rare leader that can do both. Why not? It looks like we're going to be floundering a bit for influence, so... But yeah, there is a lot of little things in Civ 7, you know? Whether intended or not, there's a lot of little tech like that. That is, you know, huge payoff in some circumstances, right? Like that is not a small thing, getting, you know, free tech, free courtesies. I think in multiplayer, if your opponent is lecturing by a Tecumseh, IP will die quickly. I think so too, and that's why, for many reasons, I'm kind of shying away from, like, Tonga. I really don't want to be next to a volcano. It takes up a decent sized spot here, but that's okay. Yeah, so my Tonga experience. Tonga is a bit of a struggle because usually the advantage of Tonga is you can go to the distant lands where there's no one there, and there's, you know, all the tribal villages, there's all the city-states that, like, the AI probably doesn't really prioritize as much. When I got to the distant lands in my other game, obviously everything was already gone. So even though I ended up doing, like, pretty well, all things considered, I think I got really lucky. I don't think Tonga is going to be that good. And similarly, you know me, I think Tecumseh is a pretty average leader. Potentially below average leader. Hot take. But in multiplayer especially, I think he's going to be a serious struggle. Man, even this one, I'd usually go the 10% to all, but I've just noticed that... Oh, I didn't even realize he sanctioned me at some point. We are going to have a serious problem on our hands here, actually, if we don't do something soon. I will keep that in mind. It's so greedy to go for the harbour, right? But look how good it is. Look, the Citadel's not that great, so let's sneak this in, then we'll, I guess, get a warrior. We can't even have slingers yet. Get those next. Let's just do the 10% to all. Underrated skill in multiplayer is your ability to manipulate others. If you're aiming to play friendly, you're going to try to get folks to give you endeavors, not be the war target. That's what I've done historically. I've relied on sweet-talking people, I guess. I usually just, like, promise them things, and then people just get so flustered in multiplayer they just forget what I promised them and just think, they just sort of forget. That's been very effective in my multiplayer games, I will say. It's got a limited lifespan, that strategy, but that's true. Green Xerxes, I think Green Xerxes, like, if I could pick a leader, I'd pick him, would be my number one. Harriet Tubman's, like, the obvious answer as well. But controversial, I think Harriet Tubman makes for a very boring game because you can't interact with anyone because you don't really want to declare war. They can't interact with you. I guess, you know, so you can kind of settle with impunity, but I think it makes for a not very exciting playthrough because you don't get to do much diplomatically and everyone just hates you. So this is not a tundra town, but I'm just going to sell it anyway. It's not going to be a city. Oh no, it could be. I think we'll just put it here. Make it a town. But yeah, I think I'm trying to think, like, who else would be, like, the number one leader you'd want. Again, I don't think Queen of War is that good in this mode, really, multiplayer.
Oh, the king.
Let's change this to a slinger. Let's get one of each. Very concerned about this situation. Oh, we got a preview. Okay. Bada bing. Suss out what he's doing. Yeah, who else is really good? Like, World Renouncer is, you know, generally pretty solid across the board. He'd be alright. But even then, like, he's really good because you can ignore the settlement cap, but again, like, are you gonna even have a chance to get that close to the settlement cap? Does the game just end too quick? Now, I can probably chill a bit now. Maybe it's worth getting this production card, though. Wonders as well. I mean, I'm just kind of assuming that there will be an Egypt in the game, which I think is a pretty safe bet. This should be 2 turns. This guy's going to die before this becomes friendly, I think. Anyway, in the Civ Show game we played a few months ago, I was penned in between 2 war civs, and I managed to convince those players to be my trade teammates, so they attacked other people. Classic. Queen of War could still be a strong pick if you miss out on others. Yeah, she'll definitely, like, if she's open and she's like kind of all that's left, quote unquote, I mean, definitely still, I think, a solid pick. And I think you could probably convince at least one person to, you know, take the Friend of Way. Happiness tile for the eventual resort town. This has been quite a fast game, I feel, in terms of expansion. Anyway, I need to pick up this. Should have done that last turn, really. Guess I'll keep taking the... This will become my first city, I'd say. So I managed to get out of there, which is really good. No one says no to free yields. This is true, but my experience was not in the Civ show, but I played on Paisley's Camel Cup. And my experience is that people are well aware that it's very beneficial for you to... I'm going to friendly greet her, by the way. It's very beneficial for you as Queen of War to be friendly. And surprisingly, people don't spend their influence to benefit you in multiplayer. They usually try to just try to win themselves, strangely enough. So, yeah, no, this feels more similar to the speed of my neighbors in the last game. This is I mean, I have 2 sheep, which is pretty great. Probably the only good part about my starts. There are overly... Welcome in, Spaceman, as well. There are overly competitive people who decide to soft embargo you so you get nothing. Maybe. Not in the spirit of charity, but I don't think anyone we're playing with is too overly competitive, I would have thought, but you never know. Brings out the worst in people, multiplayer. Man, 5 production is so average, but surely that didn't go to, no, went there. Wow. Did I miss a serious spot? I didn't even think about that. I'm not exactly regretting not putting the Royal Library there. I think I am massively, actually. Holy. Even though it would take up a pretty decent science spot, this is ageless. That would have been absolutely ludicrous. Well, big mistake there. This would have been insane. I think if you could find a clever teammate, Patsy. Patsy? I see what you're saying. You can convince them to rise with you. You can use each other to be the strongest 2 in the lobby, then betray them. Yeah. I mean, you're speaking my mind. That's kind of what you got to do, right? It's like the Hunger Games. You convince someone that like you'll be in a team with them, but like obviously the whole time you're planning about how you can spin that to be in your favor. Insane pyramids, though, at least. Yeah. Don't go tell anyone, but that's certainly on my mind. Oh wow, it's already gone. Go grab that too while you're there. Hopefully this guy's gonna declare war in the next like 1 or 2 turns while you're walking away. Yeah, it's just RP. Just RP. The expansion settlement one went, which is kind of annoying. Friending laugh. I mean, Just take the war support, I think. You are in range of these. Go on then. How much? 250. That's cheap, isn't it? Okay. 3 turns and you grow. I'll build you up. Build you up, Buttercup. And Confucius did alright with city-states. Oh, that's that. What am I saying? That's literally just the one he got. Luckily, I'm surprised, to be honest, the AI didn't declare war on me. Usually, like, the second they become hostile like this, go time. It's on site for them usually, but going alright at the moment. Likelihood of getting the pyramids is looking decent. So let's just get the clay pit for now, but after that it'll be river tiles for days, I reckon. Bronze working. Again, production, I guess, I assume is still good, but I asked this question on the stream earlier in the week of, you know, in a world where the age is so quick, how good is production? Unrelated, but I really need to test around on Songhai with an update. They got, seems like a side upgrade, but you know I'm obsessed with gold, so I need to see the state of my favorite civ. Yeah, Caravansary spam. You were like the first person I thought of when I saw that. Yeah, I don't know. From what I saw, I would say they're overall better, I think. Plug that in now, I think it's fine. I think they're overall slightly better, but tell you what, not by much. I was pretty, like, I would have just lost, I just got a point right there by accident. I was pretty surprised that they received quite a minor buff in my mind. Also, let me hold up on discipline for a sec. I think they deserved a bit more. I know you quite liked them, and granted, I think they were better than I initially thought. But I did find it odd they got, like, yeah, buffs and nerfs. You still get plenty of gold as Songhai. Oh, for sure. I think they're, especially, like, because gold is so good, right? They kind of are good by default. Let's take this for the happiness and gold. Yeah, I don't think they'll ever be that bad, Songhai. As long as they remain, like, as long as their shtick is we make a ton of gold, I think they're always going to be pretty solid. You know, I'll never be getting this in the multiplayer game, by the way. There is, unless I'm Egypt, there is a 0% chance I get the pyramids. But what a pyramids it is. Let's go around that way. Very nice. It's like playing Egypt light right now. Egypt buffs ended up being an incidental buff for Songhai because it gives you a stronger Antiquity Age prelude, so you can have a stronger explode. That's true. I would agree with that. That if you go into the age and you already have a ton of, I guess I'll take the salt there too. You already have a ton of cities along navigable rivers. It makes your Songhai start a lot faster. The new ability's pretty decent as well, where you get, I think, 1 production for every resource if you're next to a navigable river, which as Egypt, like, you're gonna be. So yeah, I think they're better than they were, but not by much. G'day, Awesome. Welcome in. Welcome into one of our lovely members, and I'm pretty sure you are the Awesome who's been donating so a ton of money to Gamers Outreach for the Civ Gifts. Thank you very much, Awesome. I saw the $50 come through just before I started the stream. It was very, very generous of you, so very much appreciated. I guess the benefit of doing games like this on stream, though, is that... Oh, it wasn't you? Is that a different Awesome? Oh, well, there you go. If that's what you're trying to say, if that's what the no's mean. Crazy then if I've got 2 Awesomes in my chat who are both awesome. Anyway. Okay, it wasn't, I didn't say a word. For a settlement, here's a question for you, Plunger. I assume this quest then will also work on incorporating. And I could actually start incorporating too. 120, 2 turns. I assume this will work, and I'll get 2 courtesies then. Take this out. Trash. 100%. There you go. How good. Oh, it's sheep over here. Nice. I might... I'm not opposed to swirling around and getting that. Not really. Wait until I get the culture. Wait, what? Wait until I get the culture. I think I've got it, haven't I? This one. Is that what you're talking about? Unless I'm missing something else. If you feel good where Songhai is, I feel a little better. I main trade Xerxes with Chalcedony Seal. Swords and Caravans use spam as a blow. Dude, yeah. Chalcedony Seal is... all good. All good plungy. Yeah, Chalcedony Seal is absolutely up there. I think it's not like... I don't know, do people generally know that it's completely busted? I saw people banning... now, my understanding as well for the rules is that you ban mementos, it's 2 for the entire game. So, stuff like the one that gives you... Oh, no worries. See you later, awesome. Have a good one. Thanks for dropping in. Very much appreciate it. So, like the one that gives you 200 food when you get an expansionist point, right? I think that one's... Oh, someone took the festival grounds. I think that combo is really overrated. I think it's quite well balanced, to be honest. Like, you know, the advantage is you can basically get settlers on turn 1. But the downside is you have no mementos for the rest of the age. Surely that's, like, fair. Anyway, there's no, like, no one's going to take that into future ages, right? It's only good in antiquity, so... I don't think it's worth considering banning. But if Chalcedony Seal gets through, I will absolutely be prioritizing Aksum, the Han, you know, Ming. We'll see. But yeah, so much gold and culture. Anyway, these are all pretty bad. So gift exchange it is. Get these fantastic water tiles now. Maybe. I mean, I'm certainly, like, trust me, I get mad at people. I don't get mad, but I have struggled to try and explain to people, I guess, you know, how important tempo is, right? And this is why I'm always banging on about how Tecumseh isn't that good, because, yes, eventually he's getting, say, you know, like 10 food, 10 production, and 10 combat strength, and it's like insane. Eventually. But for most of the age, he does absolutely nothing, and early bonuses are so much better than like how good you are at the end of the age. Which is, just seems to fly over a lot of people's heads. They just think like, oh, I'm playing Tecumseh, and look, it's like the age is about to end, but I've got like 17 production in every city. This is busted. That's great, but for the first 50 turns, you had no abilities at all. And in the modern age, he does literally nothing. Because the game's probably over by the time you get a city-state, so he has no abilities in potentially the most important age. So, I get it. I get, like, early, you know, that early food is pretty nuts. But I don't think it's that insane. I don't know. Could be wrong. Welcome in, Matthias. Welcome in. How's it going? It's going well. for us. We've made some. Look, there's two commanders, by the way. So good. We've got a pretty average start. Although, I mean, listen. Considering the situation we're in, we are going to go to war. Again, in multiplayer, I probably wouldn't. I don't feel good about eliminating a player in a charity stream multiplayer game, which is why I'm not too keen. This guy will die, however. I mean, poor Edward Teach is in a really bad spot, but the people to Tecumseh and you've come. I feel so bad. Matthias probably thinks that every time this guy streams, all I do is just like rant about Tecumseh. Anyway, I forgot to upgrade this to a city like a year ago, which I can't be doing. Maybe I just won't talk to the chat in the Civ give. Is that terrible? That's pretty terrible. Let's get a library up here. It's a pretty good spot. It's a shame that it's kind of on the coast. Anyway, I've taken up... Sorry, I've missed much things. Anyway, yeah, respectfully, getting 2 memento bans is crazy to me. I agree, and I put forward... I wish I could share the Discord, but I don't know. Maybe it's private. I don't know. I put forward my rule set of what I wanted. Now, I had to concede, like, abbreviated online speed, I get that. I can't pitch a long age game unless we want the Civ Give to go over 3 days. But I did say I think all mementos should be allowed. Because why not? You know, embrace it, right? Just, the game is pretty imbalanced right now. Just let everyone play with whatever they want, right? But it's fine. Again, I disagree, but that's alright. It's not my game to run. Plus, I do think it, like, if there weren't the top 16 mementos banned, then you would see people, like, Shisa Necklace would be everywhere, obviously, Chalcedony Seal, Memento Hater. I do think it gets the noggin going, put it that way. It gets you thinking, because you have to pick mementos you never would have taken otherwise, which is a good thing, I would say. It's awkward when we've all got, like, established strategies, you know, but it's very fair to not want people to just pick established strategies, right? Face plunger, no. Man, I really hope... If anyone in the chat right now is a Tecumseh enjoyer, please let me know. I'd love to talk to you in real time and understand your thinking. Anyway, I've got to... Let's get the altar going. In terms of filling out our palace adjacencies, by the way, this is a shocker. We've only got 3 we can do, essentially. We could do the bath and a lighthouse, I guess. Anyway, let's get this up. We'll just chuck it over here, really. He is fun. He is great fun. And the thing is, every time I've played with him, it was so strong. But it wasn't actually... I think it just felt strong. Because I just got so lucky with the, you know, city-states and stuff. This needs to be in a town. That's fine. Yeah, I think he's just a feel-good leader. Which is totally fine. Like, no issues there, obviously. It's the people that say he's like... People genuinely flood my comments and say that Tecumseh is the strongest leader in the game, which is baffling. Not baffling, I guess, that people believe that, because I can see how they got there, but I would say very wrong. Aiming for literacy. Literacy. Yeah, are we playing Civ 6 right now? Literacy? Right, no. It's so funny that you've said that, because I'm like, what do you mean aim for literacy? Like, of course you'd get literacy, but no, abbreviated, right? I can't get entertainment, organized military, and this. Probably I do have to pick. Probably. It's probably good. Cheeky alliance. Oh, I mean, do I bite the bullet and just declare war now? I think I'll keep this alliance in my back pocket. As soon as if Edward Teach declares war, then I will join that alliance, I think. Let's get the market. Yeah, again, don't like putting this in my capital, but really awkward city. Sure, just in case we'll upgrade that. War Tecumseh is best, and that I can totally get behind. The food and production bonuses are not that good, in my opinion. But again, like if you're gonna try and like if war is leading to, you know, winning via a domination victory, then Tecumseh's not even very good at that. He's not very good in the modern age. He's potentially the worst leader in the modern age because he has no abilities for, let's say, at least 60% of the age. Anyway, I gotta stop talking about Tecumseh. I feel like I don't know. I don't mean to rag on the guy or anyone that likes him. We'll take that for now. Just in time. I guess next to the pyramids is fine. I'll keep that spot. You can choose Siam because Billion Online easily. He's still the best civ in the game, best leader in the game. Then you're picking Siam, though. I don't know. I just don't buy it. I think Siam does have a... Is it their unit or a tradition that lets them... It gives them like an additional +1 combat strength for every city-state, right? So you get like double stack. Listen, if we're including themes, then like, you know, obviously you pick Bulgaria. Obviously the best. And this guy's really holding off on the war deck, huh? Man, everyone's joining this anti-teach alliance. Exactly. I think that's what I said in my most recent like ranking video. I said I'd always want to be Lafayette instead of Tecumseh in like 99% of cases. Underestimate him at your peril. Mate, these two haven't even discovered each other. They're both in a mutual war against this guy. The pirate's life for him, huh? Interesting. What about Queen of War? Friendly. But yeah, I think Lafayette is generally better than Tecumseh in about 99% of cases. Should I wrap around? I mean, I may as well. I'm going to probably go for like the harbour and stuff in here. That should be getting rather soon. This guy's... Yeah, good luck. I'm playing really unoptimized, but I hope you're all enjoying the chat. Well, there it is. So I can go ahead and... Look, let's just do that. Yes, why not? And then we'll join this little... Oh, no, what the hell? Why are you at war with Himiko as well? That's a bit annoying. Okay. Not really worth getting a free hit there. Ah, he's gone up north. And there's a settler here. Okay, finish your bath and then let's get a galley. It basically stops his entire... It's like impossible to attack this city with a couple galleys. And I guess we get the hit on the Medjay. And we're off. We're off to the races. I probably should have brought that guy up, to be honest. Tecumseh might not win the game, but he will make sure you lose. And that's the risk of war in a multiplayer game, right? Wow, there's a lot. Oh my god. Ah, I just incorporated. Nice one. That is the risk of war in multiplayer. Is that you basically are you're dedicating yourself to setting someone back. And unless that person had like really solid buildings, you may have essentially accomplished nothing except making you both lose. Because you just spent a bunch of time building units instead of infrastructure. They're going to spend a bunch of time building units instead of infrastructure. And you're both just going to end up behind. And that is the tragedy of war. Again, happy to support these, really. Influence. This guy's going to get more supported to hell anyway. Why did I... No, I got that for free. Fair enough. Well, obviously go the wheel. I guess this is a good sort of test about how easily I could take, do war in a game like this. Also, I'm going to make Jishi into a city instead of you. You don't have much rough terrain. Here's my thoughts for a combination that might be flying under the radar, but could work. You're tanking antiquity strat. Ben Franklin Axum. Yes, I played Ben Franklin in the week. I think he seems really, really good in Abbreviated Online because he is, talk about tempo, he gets you off to a fast start with his all of his production bonuses. I think Benjamin Franklin is a really solid leader, like a great fallback. Up there with Catherine in terms of like, if all else fails, play Ben Franklin or Catherine kind of vibe. Just like easy, free bonuses, But yeah, Friedrich and Simon Bolivar. Simon, I've put him as the worst leader in the game, generally. But I did have a thought that, maybe like in... So do you think this guy can... I can definitely live. I only get 15 health back. Oh, that's... I did not know that this... Oh. Oh. I was about to say I didn't realize that was affected by online speed, but it appears it is not. I assume that's a bug. Anyway, is someone a bit better because free building is kind of worth more, quote unquote, in online speed? Also, Humunga, bit of a weird spot, but I guess it makes these fishing boats pretty solid, huh? Sure, it's only 4 turns, I guess. Definitely could do with some more resource slots. Happy with these I've got. I should be using my gold though, obviously. So I can't be bothered right now. I just prefer to talk. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, Simon, geez, I don't know. He still seems pretty rough though. Hey, I think he really is terrible. +1 war support is, yeah, not great. And but Friedrich though, which Friedrich are you talking about? Because I've heard, oh, you're dead actually. This is a road here. In theory, the culture Friedrich is probably one of the better leaders, right? If you're going to try win a culture game. Possibly the only leader that could reliably win a culture game in a multiplayer. Because he doesn't rely on relics entirely. That's my thinking. Thoughts? I thought it would be one of the better ones, to be honest. The science one, garbage, for sure. which is kind of weird to say. Like usually, you know, science is pretty good. These should be specialized for sure. I mean, it's looking like a pretty bad urban center. We'll just feed you in, I guess. Yeah, trash little farming town. I didn't love with the idea of putting a harbour here. Kind of would rather it be here. So we'll just build a cheeky brickyard over there and go from there. Did I lose something? Oh no, the sheep. It got moved. Someone got defeated. I lost my sheep. Sorry. I didn't see that comment, Beckers, but yes, I did. I put Simon as the worst leader in the game. Which is a shame, because I love... It's kind of a fun ability. Like, it's one of the more unique ones in the game. Somehow it's the gold focus I've become obsessed with Xerxes. I say this because he's also my favorite war civ. At this point, I just main Xerxes of 2 types, feels like I have a complex. I mean, they really made him, like, the most fun leader, though. He is exceptionally fun. And strong. This is a whole damn quadrireme here. You just go to sleep for now. But yeah, Green Xerxes is incredible. Okay, we've got a bit of a situation over here that might mean I can't just keep spamming out wonders. Welcome in, Carmen. Welcome. Hope you're doing good. We are, if you're just tuning in, playing out the CivGive rule set that we'll be battling through in just under 3 weeks now, actually. 2.5 weeks to go till the big game. We've got our rule set. So giving it a crack, basically. Look, I'm going to greedy for the Humunga, but then after that we'll just spam out Magaru and kind of win. Bonus points if we want to go for this final Civic, I guess. I think we do. Slide back towards the capital. Multiplayer games rarely make it past Antiquity in my experience, but sometimes I run King of Kings, spend the game picking up war bonuses, then end with Qajar trying to get big. I think the Qajar are really fun too. Great design, but questionably strong right now. Look, because I'm a Syria, I'll go the Codex, why not? But this game will, I mean, assuming I don't die, this game will go the full hog. Amin is definitely my favorite. Desert and plains are the best biomes for cities. What makes them the best biomes for cities? Like, I know desert gives gold, right? Plains gives, I think, gold and... No, sorry, food. Food and, I want to say production, potentially. Food or production. What makes them the best for cities in your view? Oh, Qajar combat as well is insane, that's true. I've heard a lot of people complain about the Qajar in multiplayer because, you know, they can just get up to like plus 30 combat strength or whatever. Can defend over there. I don't like splitting my commanders like this, but what can you do? Let's just go ahead and just grab one real quick. Eventually we're gonna... Look, we're Assyria, what are we saying? Let's just get these. That went straight into the commander, funnily enough. A little fun fact for you there, that they can do that. Bit annoying, I just saw Edward Teach get the Shuriken, which is vexing. You can go Bastion, I suppose. For early tempo... Oh, sorry, Carmen, I'm just waking up. Interesting, I don't have to prepare as much for Thanksgiving Day this year. Thanksgiving, is that coming up for Is that coming up for the Americans? Or such? Do they celebrate that in Canada as well? Anyway, Thanksgiving. Is that soon? I have no idea what Thanksgiving. I just know you guys have turkey on that day, right? Han is good for extra pop. They can be quite defensive in a crutch. Not much past that. They also have the Great Wall. It's the not as good Great Wall, remember, but it's still very good. +2 culture. Again, that's basically a little monument you can spam everywhere. And the happiness is fine. But the Han are a solid pick. I won't be mad if I have to pick them. Jesus Christ, it's the crisis already. I'll never stop complaining, unfortunately. This quartering will not let a single thing past. How good. Oh, and it's the Barb crisis. Okay, well... Whoa, hang on. The Thanksgiving is today. Ah. Well, happy Thanksgiving to those who celebrate, I guess. Desert and plains give the best production and have access to the most production resources. They usually like food, we can always get them in towns. Yeah, who cares about food? The best resources. Damn, look, your knowledge is like next level. Is it fair to say that cotton only spawns in plains then? Because cotton's like, you know, top 3 resource in the game. I'm seeing a lot of it over here. Okay, checks out. Wool, also incredible. Does wine only spawn in plains? Dude, wine is nuts. Okay, I can see that. But desert has camels, which I guess is an instant win. Okay, I can see that. Amina. Also a really good civ defending, right? I'll put Amina on my radar then. I hadn't really given her much thought, but I see the vision. The resources are really good, aren't they? At least from what I'm seeing. But if you know off the top of your head which ones spawn, I'd be curious. Yeah, tropical. Tropical I want to like. But I think cotton is in desert, grassland, plains. Yeah, okay. Is cotton the best resource in the game, do you reckon? I think it is, right? Like I'm talking dead early game, which is when you want them. But in the absolute early game, it's got to be cotton. Cotton, sheep, wine, obviously camels. Salt is oh yeah, please do. Salt is also low-key not bad, just quietly, because scouts, settlers. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're affected by salt. The problem is that +2 production's often better than 20% in the super early game. Anyway, we can get a reasonably fast library out here. It takes up one of my decent spots, but look, let's get... Look, I've not done the best settling this game, it's got to be said. I should not have settled, I should have made this into a city. I actually meant to make this into a city. I don't know how I ended up making this. Because then I can't really have a great royal library in here, but that's okay. Just trying out some combos. I can confirm that I definitely won't be taking this. This is horrendous. Like every time I make, especially as Catherine, it's actually like anti-synergy. Because Catherine needs cities, and this only works on towns. Anyway, like the game's like almost over. Oh, I hate getting into this phase of abbreviated where I'm like, who cares? None of this matters. Flat terrain. And look, I guess we'll just whack it. I mean, could reach there and get +1. It's probably not worth it. Maybe it is. Let's go for a big reach. Why not? Oh, I've missed a ton of messages. Amina's under the radar strong. Good pick, yeah, definitely. And she is very scary. Obviously, +5 is a lot of combat strength. And welcome in, Chad Attenborough. Welcome into the chat. Yes, thought Trunk Track My Style was going to be amazing early rush, but no production made it impossible. Yeah, it's funny. I thought Tropical at the launch of the game. I thought Tropical was like easily the best start, but turns out I was just playing the Maya, and they had the ridiculous, you know, quarter at launch. I really don't want to put this next to the volcano. I can put something else next to it. Something kind of bad. But I need to get its harbor up. Look at these production bonuses. I don't think I have really any barbs to worry about right now. These are not barbs. These are... It's just Edward. And yes, that memento had a terrible fall from grace. Potentially warranted. It was pretty strong. Amina can transition to the Pirate Republic. That is a... Really? I don't know enough about history to know if that is silly or not, but it sounds a bit silly. I thought you were going to say, I think Amina can transition to the Abbasid, can't she? Which would be a really solid, I don't know, fallback? Just obviously the Abbasid are insane, so having that as an option... I could be wrong. Maybe I can view them here, actually. Yeah, she does, yeah. Wow, there's a lot of leaders that can transition into Abbasid. Isabella? Augustus? What? Ada Lovelace? Sorry, what's the connection there between Ada Lovelace and the Abbasid? Is it because, like, the Abbasid discovered calculus or something? Edward Teach can become Abbasid? I've never looked at this full list. Why can so many people transition into the Abbasid? Ada Lovelace, inventor of the computer? Abbasid sympathizer? Funny. Just strategic. Favorite dumb strat is a variation of the Grom Bloom, Ibn Battuta Carthage with military point. Memento gets 50 prod on military point. 7 settlements by turn 15 to 20. Grom Bloom. Is this going to be in here? But it's not. No, that is disgusting. There's no mementos in here. Oh, 50 prod. Yeah, okay. That does seem interesting. Groma, yeah, I gotcha. Interesting. Oh, okay, I just saw the vision. It all clicked right then. So you can essentially get like 100 or at least 100 prod instantly. That has a lot more potential in my mind than a lot of other cheese strats people have said to me. I'm kind of invested. Where would the... Yeah, anyway. I might give that one a test at some point. That sounds like it has a lot of potential. Because at least that, like, I value the production a bit more. Where's the third point coming from, though, in your scenario? For Orgi and Iza, it's due to the territorial legacy of Roma and Spain once belonging to future caliphates leading up to the Abbasid. Okay, there you go. Also, welcome in, Rek Koo. Isaac Newton did the calculus. I don't know enough lore. I don't know enough... By lore, I of course mean history. Hang on, don't you have 3 mementos in that situation? Ibn Battuta, Carthage. Oh, nice. I thought you meant... I see. Sorry, I read that message like 5 times, but, you know, when I'm trying to take my turn as well. Getcha. Oh, yeah, I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I totally get the vision. I'm kind of interested in that massively, because getting like a bunch of settlements out fast is fine. But if you don't have the production to like back it up with the settlers, like the growth, I mean, I'm mincing my words here. Anyway, I like it and I'll try it, is the gist of it. But yeah, double check. I have to double check that it doesn't scale by speed. Also, I haven't really been talking much about this situation over here, but I suspect this guy will piece me out very soon. Despite, no, he won't. I thought I'd have enough war weariness to, he'd be pretty keen on piecing out, but I guess not. Which is fine. But just, holy dooly. What? Is this a bug? Oh, sorry, I got them mixed up. No, the commander's symbol was different. I thought there was 1,000 gold for my unit right there. All is good. Let's just take the science point. Why do these change every single game? The order of all this. It's very odd. Gosh, I usually take the buildings. I think I will. Yep. My guess as to why I see a lot of Europeans is because the Abbasids have a lot of culture, similar to the Umayyads in Spain, but it's a big stretch. Yeah, the unlocks are, you gotta really broaden your mind to make some of those work, and that's fine by me. The city-state's getting murked as well. I got a second one somewhere. I could potentially incorporate this. It's obviously a fair way away, but let's see. I mean, this is feeling like alright. We're coming to the end of the age here with 60 science and cultures, not outstanding. Or is it? Go up to literacy. We're getting amphitheaters now, at least. That's something. I can't complete that quarter over there. I should have more than enough units now. These are all getting... Oh, look at this. A novel opportunity. Do you guys know about this? You ever use this button? Overrun? You don't even have to take the units out of the commander. How cool's that? Amina was close enough to the Barbary coast, which is why she transitions. Okay. Oh, that was what I was talking about. When Schiller was announced, I was curious for its transition. Thankfully, it only unlocks Mongolia. I assume we'll eventually get a exploration sort of career civ, right? Again, don't know enough to be able to comment on what that would be, but could certainly look forward to that. You know what? Let's get this first. Noting that we are getting attacked. Oh, this is vegetated? It is. That's a travesty. And I can't go there because it's a road. No, I know what sorry, I don't... Yeah, it doesn't change the order. I mean, it's... just the layout of it is like... Yeah, because of the attribute choice. It's so clunky in my mind, the way that the UI shifts around to accommodate that. I don't think it should work like that, in my view. I think they should probably pick a spot and go from there. Anyway, what I was trying to get up for was picking the pirates in multiplayer. Oof, I think that would be brutal, to be honest. Like, someone is going to play Teach for sure. Whoa, I wouldn't mind that city. Someone is definitely going to pick Teach. And I'm just going to say it right now, I feel sorry for that person. That is going to be so difficult. I think you're just going to be getting slammed the whole game. And like to the point where I'm going to say it wouldn't be fun. I think playing Teach in multiplayer is nuts. And similarly playing the Republic of Pirates sounds like psycho behavior to me. Essentially just being at war the entire game. I don't know. Seems like a lot of mental effort to make that work. And they're going to let me build my amphitheater. There's a short break here. The reason I'm not really making peace, I know that the AI will give up this city if I just wait out long enough, so I'm just doing that. I don't think he can really... Okay. So obviously I didn't mean to click there. Just buy a spearman then. Anyway. I do hope so. At the moment, Korea is also represented by city-states for all 3 ages, so there you go. What are your thoughts on Schiller, by the way, Carmen? Just in general, well, maybe for a multiplayer game, because I think they are really weak in multiplayer. Because it's way too hard to get alliances with players. Because there's no leader agendas, and so much of Schiller's power is locked up in having alliances that you just can't get. Doing not so great. Yeah. This is the problem. It's so hard to, like, anyone who's, you know, done any sort of streaming will know it's rather difficult to commentate at the same time as playing well. At least I can do this little Syria nonsense here. Even works from coastal. You'd be so mad if that just happened to you. Very good. Trying it up to 9 settlements. Oh yeah, no, for sure. You know, again, this is coming back to the point of, is it worth it to tank antiquity to get a really strong civ in exploration? Because I do always try and get up to fealty. Fealty's like, you know, fealty is absolutely goated, right? So is it worth giving up something like fealty? Maybe. You know what? Just hit this guy. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. I think it really will depend. I'll make that decision like mid-game. I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll get Dajet, which is +2 up to 7. Incorporate this and then settle one more. Should be fine. It's just the barbarian crisis, so don't have to worry too much. Chengdu would have been lovely as a city of my own, but we have a peace deal, and what do you know? There's Dajet. There you go. Proof that I've played the game once or twice. I know how the AI works. A ton of rewards, obviously. We could fix this stuff back up. Oh, he didn't even pillage it, he just damaged it. Well, nice one. Okay, cool. Sorry, fun for single player, but impossible for multiplayer. I do appreciate some of the science-heavy representation. There you go. Yeah. It is a unique take, and it's a unique civ in general as well. I really like that they kind of really leaned into the idea of you get alliances or you're, like, not useless, but you're certainly heavily nerfed. I think that's fun. Someone's gonna have to pick Abbasids though, right? There will be an Abbasid in the game. And the thing is, surely of anyone, Abbasid stands the best chance as well. Because Abbasids, what are they called? Can't remember off the top of my head, but you know, their cavalry is ludicrously defensive. That's a solid monument spot though. Even better up there. Like, yeah, if there was going to be one civ that could defend against Mongolia, I know that, like, you know, realistically, still Mongolia, but I should have taken a fishing boat there. Man, it's I'd just be pressing buttons, huh? But yeah, that's my thinking, is that not only is Abbasid like the best science civ, but they're also the best defensive civ too. So kind of a win-win. I would have thought anyway. I'll head back into town. Mamluk, that's right. And sorry, one of my favorite combos has been Lafayette, Mexico. What's the strat there? Other than just like big culture, is that the vibe? I think as well, culture victory, I'm not ruling it out, but I think you'd have to go Friedrich. I just don't see how anyone would ever let you win a culture victory in multiplayer. Like, at least not very quickly. Considering we don't actually have the thing on this guy, just do that. That's fine. Cool. But yeah, Amina seems amazing. Uh-oh, possible bot. Amina's on my radar in a big way. So what's happened here? Oh, stupid barbs. Tradition heavy policy strengthen Lafayette's forces. That is true. And again, Lafayette's a great example where obviously you start the age with, what, +6 at least? Well, +6 if you plug them all in, but I can't go to war with this guy, can I? Even though I just made peace, maybe I can. Yeah, Lafayette is really good on turn 1. Gotta respect his turn 1. I haven't looked at my policies in a hot minute too. I should absolutely have some of these in. That one, obviously, and we don't need the scouting so much. Take that. I actually have a serious lack of reefs around here, to tell you the truth. Happy to take that specialist then, that's fine. Lots of Mexico's encourages you to use as many traditions as possible for optimum yields. It's very true. Mexico is like really solid for culture, and I know that you can get their science celebration. It says repair citadel. So it's thrown me off before. But yeah, I don't know. I guess the Mexico wouldn't be a bad fallback because, like, you know, realistically, Meiji Japan is the only science civ in modern, at least let's say dedicated science civ. What am I getting at here? So you kind of need a backup, and to that end, I think Mexico does alright because you don't need any science for you don't need any culture for a science victory. So, you know, putting that science into your civic tree to get the science the science celebration that gives 30% instead of 20%. Is actually not too bad. Because it gives you something to use your culture on, which I guess is pretty solid. You are a struggle street sort of place. Go ahead and get a granary and build that up. Good luck. We ended up doing pretty good on science in the end, which, again, not really what I was going for. I can always finish this tree off too if I want. Oh wow. Cheeky archer here is fine. Roman to Normans will be 9 traditions in the modern age. 9 traditions. Wait, what? Does Rome have more traditions than your average civ? Of course, I can't even look. What? Isn't it 3 per age? Rome has 4. Does that mean Norman has 5? I'm learning new things. Like, it's crazy how many hours you can put into a game and still not even know, like, beauty of Civ, I guess. That's crazy. Wow. If you tank Antiquity too hard, it won't matter getting the best X or Civs, but if you do well in Antiquity, then you should have some decent options. The thing is, when I say tank Antiquity, you can still do very well without actually getting any of these legacy points, right? Fealty is a bit of a blow. Not getting fealty would be rough. But let's say you just get 2 military points and that's it. Right, that would put me at the bottom. I don't worry about my resources too much. That's okay. Not the end of the world. Maybe I don't build too many wonders. Don't put in my codices. I think it's passable. It depends on what's happening. So like at the end of the age, I'll make the sort of determination and sort of go from there. But I think it's... I think in my mind, getting a really good exploration age civ is way more important than getting a couple attribute points. I'd rather be playing... This is the thing, right? There are some terrible exploration age civs. Let's say I do really well and I have to pick 8th, right? I have to pick... What is the 8th best civ in exploration? It's garbage. I'll tell you that for free. Like, it's gonna be bad. The power difference in really good civs versus really bad civs in exploration is ginormous, in my view. Maybe I should have gone for a specialist there, but it's 4 movement settler. Can't be mad about that. I could sneak in a really dinky town there, you know. But I'll just go this is fine. Gaming the legacy points, yeah. Sorry, someone's just said something crazy in the chat. Bulgaria is the worst civ in exploration. Do tell, Plunger. I also appreciate certain ideologies have bias towards victory paths, science communism, culture democracy, military fascism, yeah. I like that. I love the ideologies have so much potential, but they Bulgaria is where I assume we're talking like about strictly multiplayer. Because single player, they're insane. Is that just because you can't really afford to just go around pillaging in multiplayer? Because people just like get pissed off and will try to kill you? I assume this is a human factors issue, not so much you think like Bulgaria is objectively bad. In multiplayer, alright. I'm on board. I can see it being like nigh on unplayable. Once people have walls, Bulgaria, yeah. I know, like, totally, Bulgaria, like, you would never try to take people's cities for sure. But I can see how pillaging would become, like, an impossible task, I guess. Yeah, humans won't let you get Bulgaria benefits. You had us all fooled. No, I see where you're coming from. What am I saying? It's fine. Ugh, I really don't want to have to micro this. Just get in there. Did you notice they sped up the... Oh, look at that bit of a bug. If you use coordinated attack, you can't move after. They sped up the coordinated attack animation massively, though. It's pretty good. I like it a lot. Some terrible movement over there, too. Dive Yet sounds good, but you need to reach castle to start benefiting. Dive Yet... I mean, talk about defensive civs. They are as defensive as they come. Something has happened here, by the way. My quarter's damaged and I can't repair it. It's a bit of a bug. I've never seen this before, but I can't repair my citadel. I thought something was going on. I was wondering why that wasn't repairing. Again, I'm not too worried about experience and stuff over here. This is all fine. It's fine. Just get rid of these damn barbs and come home. That's all good. Build walls, get culture, but who in multiplayer is going to allow you to turtle in? Yeah. Oh wow, great point, Matthias. Hang on. I can't even capture it. Oh, nice one. God, you guys, great having a chat, isn't it? There's stuff like that I would never think of, like, because I've got to recapture the Citadel, of course. Like, it's even got the icon over it, you know? I've just never been in that scenario before. Welcome in, Frederick Poulsen. Hope I said that alright. Welcome. I'm glad you can finally catch a stream. Good to have you here. Every Thursday and Saturday, we like to gather. When I don't forget, that is. Yeah, no, yep, you're all over it, you guys. Have a chat. Yeah, no, Dive Yet. I think they have like one card, right? The one that gives you culture on tropical tiles to buildings. That one card, I would say, is responsible for like 99% of their power. I don't really like anything else about the Dive Yet. I don't think the kind of like wall economy is actually good. I don't know. Their worst sin is that they're just boring, in my mind. And yeah, it does seem like he's still got control of this district after peace, which I think is a bug exclusive to this Citadel. Yeah. Still a few bugs in Civ 7 to work out. Chat is a curse and a blessing. Listen, right now I'm only getting blessed. It's got to be said. Nothing but blessings coming my way so far. But I am also severely distracted, so I guess that's the downside. Again, I could easily go and take out like one of these camps or something with my units, but fine. It's the kind of thing I would do when there's like a 2-minute turn timer and I've, you know, finished my turn in 5 seconds and I have to wait for everyone. I'm like silently fuming. I'm like, come on, like what's the hold up, fellas? But then like there'll obviously be turns later where I'm also the one holding things up. Anyway, all is well. Welcome in. Thanks for the subscription as well, Frederick. Good to have you in. Good to see you. Hopefully, more regularly. Hopefully, you can catch more streams. Particularly the patch ones. They're usually a good time. I mean, look. I guess we'll do this one. We're about to transition. Where were we? Mongolia is better than Bulgaria. I do think that in a game where every civ can only be picked once, Bulgaria's stocks rise. Yeah, invest in Bulgaria. I think we are doing. You can only. Wow, this spearman's pretty strong. I have that stupid card plugged in. Yeah, we are doing. You can only. There can only be one copy of each civ. I believe. I think. But I don't know. I'm with Plunger. I think in multiplayer. In multiplayer, I think Bulgaria would be so hard. A bit like playing the Pirates, to be honest. I strictly play single player to lab leader and civ combos. I mean, that is the beauty of Civ 7 though, isn't it? You stream as well, right, Carmen? You stream Civ 7? I'm pretty sure I've seen you around, right? If so, everyone go check out Carmen. Even if he doesn't stream, go check him out. But yeah. I think trying to play Bulgaria would be like trying to play the Pirates, where you just would be miserable the whole game. And poor Dajadet's just kind of hanging in there. I just can't stop playing Trum Truck and Mai. It's fun with Turn 1 Commander. Yeah, classic strat right there. That's a day one of patch 1.2, was it? Strat. It's good. I wonder how like viable that is in multiplayer, because then you get that. I wonder if you could like rush someone's capital down. And yes, that is me throwing hands at the kangaroo. That's live footage from outside my window. Damn, I wonder how well that would work in multiplayer. I want to say like extremely effective. Can you imagine hitting someone with a... Okay, let's say... Who could you pick? It has to be Trunchuk Maya for to be a proper turn 1. You'd cop it an instant war weariness penalty from a surprise war, but... No. I wonder how viable it is to rush someone's capital down on like turn 5 or 6 with a Jaguar Slayer and Trunchuk's Commander. I want to say that would actually work very well. I'm kind of hesitating. This should just go here, like obviously. You instigate military appointment, take out one camp. This is very true. This is very true. Gosh, I only have what? I think I have the 10 turn. Do I not have the countdown on? I don't think I have the countdown on. I assume the countdown will be in the actual game. Might be a bit of a mistake on my end. That's okay. We actually ended up doing... This is pretty good, right? I would say, right? I'll get the monument for the influence. Don't have a single mountain nearby, but again, I do think this is worth building anyway. Probably build it here. We'll end up overbuilding something, and overbuilding is good. I've heard Persia is actually good in multiplayer. Oh, sorry.
Skill is handed down to me from my ancestors.
Yeah, the Nara deer. I know exactly what you're talking about, Carmen. But yeah, go check out Carmen, everyone. Isn't there like a shout out thing I can do? SO? Oh, geez, I don't know. Anyway, everyone go check out Carmen over on Twitch. I've seen him stream before. He's a nice guy. He's worth a follow. Yes, Persia is apparently... Ah, and yes, Matthias is here. So, according to Matthias, the Paradisa is currently bugged, and it's instantly healing up your units to full instead of giving them +5. How does that sort of thing make it through QA? We'll never know, but abuse it while you can. And yes, there was someone in our Discord, I forget who it was, I think it was Voltage, like the guy who seems to be really good at multiplayer, saying that Persia is generally considered to be better than Assyria in multiplayer. Because, you know, fair enough, understandably, Assyria takes a really long time to get rolling. It's only once they get their cavalry that they're actually become insane. Before that, they are pretty weak, right? Why is Jishi not specialized or anything? Whoops, I mean, it's turn before the game ends, but anyway. I think Amina's better for rushing capital in an early game. You just pick someone who is on tiles she benefits from and send all units. Obviously very terrain reliant, but yeah. I just think that, I know that granted, Truck's commander attack thing, Trung Ni, I should say. I know that it's like, yeah, not very strong. Do one of these. Like at level 1, it's kind of nothing. It's kind of useless, I want to say. Not useless, but it's not very strong at all. Anyway. I have a lot of chat to catch up on. Anyway, Becca's got to go. Have a good one. Go win the Civ Give or don't, but please have fun. I will. I will be smiling from ear to ear for the whole Civ Give. I can't believe I got invited. It's incredible. Very, very chuffed. Chuffed and honoured. And shouldering the responsibility of, raising money. So I'm happy to stream and do what I can. It's good though, isn't it? Anyway. Damage, 20 flat damage. I guess 20 flat damage is not bad. And you'll level up really quick as Trung Truck too. Anyway, fun Amina combos. Yeah, Amina Egypt, incredible. Honestly, who else would be decent with Amina? Has like some sort of synergy. I mean, I guess at a stretch you could say like any sort of military civ like Carthage. Again, it comes down if you're fighting on planes. But Carthage can get a ton of resources from trading. Amina likes resources. Mississippi also quite likes resources. And they're also, a very good war and defensive. There's a lot of options. Amina's, she kind of works well with everyone to some extent. Frederick with Persia is dangerous. Also, that's age end. I think I did not too bad in the end. 170, science and cultures, not bad. I think we were at about 200 on that match earlier in the week. Plunger. 200 science and culture-ish. I'm pretty happy with that. Didn't end up tanking the antiquity so much, hey? But... And what is this music? Never heard this before. Anyway, I compare my playstyle to cracking open a finely made watch and tinkering to see what makes it all tick, then piecing it together. That's a great analogy. I love analogies. Anyway, yeah, that's good. That's what I love about Civ 7. Just like, there's so much theory crafting, It's the Civ and leader splitting is just like totally cracked the game open, and I don't see how you could ever go back. People whinge and whine, and then Civ 8 will roll around, and people thinking, how did we ever play as, one leader and one Civ for the entire game? I think in 5 years' time, that thought will be crazy, to be honest. I think it'll be hard to go back. So that's what I'm getting at, despite people's best efforts to complain about it online. I welcome in as well. 78, 78. Try to get as little points as possible. That was a bit of a far-flung theory I had. Anyway. Listen, so if you're just joining in, my theory for the actual Civ Give is that if the possibility arises, and maybe I get a really bad antiquity Civ, maybe I get a kind of questionable leader, then I could potentially tank antiquity, get the least amount of points possible to secure Abbasid or Ming in exploration. And I think that would be a really solid strat. I mean, people are trying to convince me on Songhai too, of course. Songhai could be alright. Anyway, that's all Inca. Inca's really good too, I think. Just a generally decent Civ, especially because you instantly finish the economic path, I guess. A lot of gold from that. Anyway, this was excellent. Thanks all for chatting. This was Mongolia's the Hail Mary. I guess so. I'm so bad at, like, I just hate... Listen, I don't have anything against war. Like, Civ 7's far and away the best Civ game when it comes to war. My problem is, I am not an APM player, alright? If someone wanted to beat me by just, like, as soon as the turn swaps over, you know, they bam, 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 click super fast and kill all my units, I'm not going to fight back against that. I'm just too slow. I'm just going to watch it happen and then try to react afterwards. So that's why I just can't stand multiplayer combat. It's really unfun to me. It's like I'm playing an RTS, and boy, am I bad at RTS games. But yeah, this was a excellent stream. Thanks everyone for joining in and for chatting. I agree, this music does feel like I've just lost the game somehow. It's a bit melancholy, really, isn't it? I guess it's meant to be because, like, you just went through a crisis, you know? That's the developers thinking. But I'm going to call it there. This was a 2.5 hour stream with no break. Oof. My throat's going to hurt tomorrow. But thank you, everyone, for joining. This was really fun, as I said. Great to have you all here. Great to see all the new faces catching their first stream. Mr. Plungy, good to have you. You are a wealth of knowledge, by the way, man. It's really helpful. Again, I always think like I'm, you know, pretty sharp at Civ 7, but there really is just so many details to learn. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, everyone. This is great. And yeah, I'll stream again on Saturday night, or whatever time it is for you right now, plus 2 days. Same time. We'll be continuing this game to just sort of, again, keep getting a bit of a better feel for, you know, how abbreviated kind of rolls and that kind of thing. You know, try and get used to the tempo of it all. So we'll see how we go. But yeah, anyway, don't forget Gamers Outreach. I've got the little QR code there on screen. If you're, you know, you have the funds, you have the capability. Obviously, there's no expectation, obviously, of donating, but if you're able to and you want to, it's there, supporting the Civ Give and children in hospitals, so good cause and all that. But anyway, thank you very much, everyone. Really appreciate you all stopping by, and I'll see you on the next one, so have a good one.